I could hardly wait. I thought, oh boy, the first time voting, I remember leaving work and standing in line. It was dark, and I was just so excited to be casting my vote for the first time.
Were there many blacks in the line with you?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, at that time, there were so many blacks who did not think it mattered. You know, they said, my vote won't make things different. But then there were the teachers and the ministers who, black churches played a great role during that time in making people aware of the importance of exercising your rights, the few rights that we had. And so, you know, that's one of the things that we try to do now, those of us who are involved in sororities and other activities. We try to still encourage people to vote. We register people. You've got to vote. If you don't have a ride to vote, let us know. We'll take you. So it is as important now, if not more so, than it was during the time, you know, pre-Civil Rights Act.
Did you ever think we'd have an African American president?
No. My parents would be so proud. They would be so proud. I said to some of my co-workers at the time I was working on a project, and I said, my parents have probably turned over in their graves. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that we would have an African American. And I think we'll have a female president one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want to give you an opportunity to say any last words or any memories that you want to leave with us on this videotape.
The only thing I can say is I'm just so excited to even think that the little role that I played would even be considered important enough to archive. Because at the time, I didn't think about history. I just thought about it's the thing to do. And one last thing I have to say also, I had the opportunity to visit Atlanta, Georgia a couple of years before Mrs. King died. And I met her. And I told her that I had been a part of the movement and I had met her husband. She was so warm and gracious, and she, you know, we were at her church that Sunday, and I just ran up to her and met her, you know, I'm the shy type. And I ran up and met, and she acted as though I was the only person in the church that day. She grabbed my hand and she talked to me. It was just like she was so excited to know that someone had known her husband.
Oh, that's a great story.
And I'm just so proud to be a part of everything that has happened, that I can't express how proud I am. And to think that I'm a little part of that story.
You're a big part of that story, Ms. Gilmore. And I want to, on behalf of Congressman Connolly and the Library of Congress and George Mason Folklore Program and the libraries in Prince William and Fairfax County, we want to thank you for sharing your memories of that time period. It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of strength and dedication to do what you did. As I told you before we started, we always think of the World War II generation as the greatest generation. And I think maybe for African Americans, the greatest generation was your generation. Those college students, those high school students who said, I'm going to take a stand and I'm going to create equality where there is inequality. So on behalf of all those that I've mentioned, we want to thank you for sharing your voice and letting us know how you were part of that building block that created the Civil Rights Act.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.